On the real, I was coming to apologize. Didn't come to have the talk that I think you're trying to have tonight. It's hard to see you without the love in your eyes.
All right, mates, welcome back. JL Scott Fishing. Today's topic for the pro staffers out there. Well, a lot of pro staffers. Could be anybody. You don't have to be a pro staffer to want to have a YouTube channel, TikTok channel, Instagram, and want to concentrate on fishing and all that stuff. So I get a lot of questions about social media platforms and YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. What should I do? What shouldn't I do? What got any secrets? Got any secret sauce? Any juice? Any of that stuff to grow channels in the fishing segment, which is very, very unique and very, very niche-y compared to the overall stuff that you're going to find on YouTube, mates. It just is, okay? And I'm going to move this ugly mug up top so you can see this. This is the front page you come to on my channel. And a lot of people, if you're on YouTube, so we'll start with YouTube. If you're on YouTube, okay, which is the hardest platform, mates, to grow on. It is, okay? Don't care what anybody says. Talk to the people in the trenches. Talk to the people, okay? For me personally, if this is something that you want to do, then invest in your success, okay? What I mean by that is go to a social media summit. You can find them online. There were some online during COVID. There are some that are online. You don't have to actually physically go, and you can join in and listen to all of the people in the community, especially any kind of YouTube summit, YouTube algorithm summit. Anytime guys that make their living, and I mean make their living, okay, off of all of the YouTube channel help videos. Grow your channel. Right? Get this, get that. All those guys. That is a niche in the YouTube platform. And there are more channels on TikTok and on YouTube that will show you how to grow YouTube or TikTok. Okay? Think about that. There are more TikTokers and more YouTubers on the platform that are about helping other people on the platform grow their channels. Okay? Something to think about. That's why it's really, really hard to tap in that niche. If you do a search for that, it's crazy in the algorithm. And so if you're new, you really got to be really good at titles, at tags, at all of those things, okay? Or you already have to have a built-in audience, okay? Now, where do you have a built-in audience? Most of you in the angling community should have a built-in audience on Facebook, most likely. Maybe you're in a bunch of Facebook groups. Maybe you compete and you're in the competitor trails. Like, for example, if you're in kayak fishing, you have probably the largest is KBF. Then after that is probably Hobie fishing. Then after that is probably Kayak Bass Nation. Okay, the group. I'm talking about groups, not pages, okay? That you're maybe in, and that is a niche group of common interest, okay? That your fishing channel would fall into. Now, if you're like me and you concentrate more on regional, okay? Because I don't travel all over the country anymore. I don't go and fish in tournaments anymore, okay? I go to where I know I or my family or is going to enjoy the outdoors, and I'm going to get on some fish, okay? And I predominantly can stay during the week or the weekend. Right? But I live in a part of the country where there are so many unique little fisheries, okay? Not just the Potomac River, okay? So many within 4 hours, okay? From trout fishing, for rainbow, for golden, for brookies, for up in West Virginia, hour plus away, okay? Up in Pennsylvania, all this stuff, smallmouth on the smallmouth, upper Potomac, largemouth on the tidal Potomac. Then we got all these lakes and reservoirs in Virginia and Maryland, right? So there's a whole bunch of places you can go visit, okay? And people have never been to in that region. So you can be region specific on where you fish. The worst thing you could possibly do on YouTube, okay, in my opinion, is be one-dimensional. Meaning, I have a YouTube channel and I'm just filming with a GoPro of me fishing with no commentary or no education. Meaning, yes, you can have a channel of 1,000 subscribers and maybe even more, maybe like 2,000, but you're not going to grow a big time subscriber base without education fishing, without educational content or shock and awe, what I call shock and awe, like that PB, right, coming out of Texas. That like crazy, like, okay, the best YouTube channels historically in the fishing community, people know who they are. You know who they are. Tactical Bassin, right? 500,000 subscribers. I don't know what they have now, right? Like, okay. And they just keep churning it out every year. And every year they're covering the same, based on the seasonal aspects, they're covering the same baits, the same techniques over and over, right? Every year. So they've got an inbuilt stream of content that they can provide their viewers over and over. And they're always constantly bringing in new people into fishing. Look at the growth of fishing since COVID in America. A lot more people are fishing. Okay. And so you don't want to just have a fishing video with you just fishing without any content. Those very rarely grow on YouTube. They just don't. Okay. And so when people ask me, like, well, what are some of the tips and some of the things that you've done? Because I'm not a professional angler. I'm not. And yet a lot of professional anglers' channels, are still in the beginning stages. They haven't gotten that niche over carryover growth yet, right? If you're fans of a particular angler, you're more inclined to follow and subscribe. Now, you've got unique dynamics in YouTube that you don't really have in TikTok in this sense. In YouTube, you've got a lot of people, you may have a ton more subscribers and low views because your mix is drawing from different feeds, okay? For example, on my channel stayed less than like around 3,000 to 4,000 subscribers for months and months and months before shorts kicked in. When shorts kicked in, that's when I saw hypergrowth, right? And that hypergrowth happened exactly co-aligned with the prime fishing season, okay? And so you have to understand that about your niche. If your niche is fishing and you live in the Northeast, what are you going to do when fall hits? Right? Late fall, you're not fishing anymore. You're winterizing your boat. You got your kayak in the garage. You're not going out fishing. What kind of content are you going to generate? And you grew that content, and then you hit a plateau, and then you start to either lose subscribers potentially, or you just don't grow any subscribers from November until March, to when the ice thaws, right? What are you going to fill in that? That's why you've got to be more than just be a channel with you fishing from your boat or on your kayak without any engagement with your audience whatsoever. For me, I'm controversial out of necessity, okay? I'm controversial out of necessity. What does that mean? It means there's a massive, massive amount of information out there in the fishing niche, okay? Everybody I know has a fishing channel, YouTube channel, like that I know of, that I interact with and I talk to all the time, And so most of the time, so I'm on a ramp or I get a message or whatever like that, it's about what can I do? And there are little subtle things that you can do. And I don't recommend you doing these all at once. Because if you do them all at once, mates, you're not going to know which is the one you hit on. You're just going to know you hit on, okay? That hit on it, right? And so when you're looking at your YouTube channel, okay, you've got your homepage, you've got all your videos, your shorts, your live, your playlist, community channels, and about, right? 90% of people in the fishing community, fishing YouTubers, doesn't matter where it's trout, doesn't matter where it's kayaking, professional anglers, podcasters, don't utilize anything past playlists. Go and visit your favorite YouTubers and see if they have anything listed in the community section, in the channel section, okay? Most do not, and they're leaving stuff on the table in terms of attracting subscribers and viewers, right? And so if you look at mine in terms of this channel, okay, This is not always the only YouTube channel I've had as well. So understand that. All right. And a lot of people break them up. A lot of people will have their fishing channel and then maybe their podcast channel. I combine mine just because I'm not really a podcaster yet. Like, it's kind of out of my depth, to be honest. Like, and plus I like so many other podcasters I'll get to in a second that I just don't really feel like there's necessarily like a void there that I need to fill in my region. I follow a couple podcasters in my region. They cover what I would want to see covered as a viewer. So therefore, there's no void to fill there other than the controversial. Okay, the controversial, because some podcasters, some anglers still hang out the myth that, I just want to toe the line. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to say anything, even though I know it's wrong. I'm not going to do a podcast. I don't want to talk about my opinions, like politics. I don't want to talk about my opinions because it could hurt me with sponsors. It could hurt me and all that stuff. So they still hold out that dream of, okay, well, you're not a YouTuber then. Okay. You have aspirations of being a professional angler and generating your revenue through sponsors, which is very, 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 very hard and difficult. Okay. If you look at the percentages of people versus being a YouTuber or a podcaster and generating your revenue from YouTube, generating your revenue from Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you're going to generate your revenue from. Okay. And you're only hurting yourself. So you've got to pick. You got to pick what you're going to do. Both are going to hurt you in one way or the other. Because if you don't talk about stuff and you let it fester and you let it get out there and you get frustrated because you know stuff's wrong and stuff is happening, like in the kayak fishing community where there seems to always be some kind of drama, okay? And it's going to hurt you emotionally and mentally and all that stuff in terms of, starting to eat away at you, okay? And on the other side, right, if you don't want to if you don't really want to touch on those topics, okay, or you do touch on those topics, then you run that risk of certain people being rubbed the wrong way if you're going to be honest about everything. So you got to kind of decide which pot you're going to fish in, okay? Which lake you're going to fish in, so to speak, okay? I live in all of them, all right? Because it's about content, okay? Some people like that, and some people don't, okay? It is what it is. So you've got your videos, like, for example, 24,000 subscribers. I've got over 1,500 videos, mates. Like, that's crazy. Like, when people talk about my channel, I'm like, yeah, it's just a YouTube channel. Like, dude, you're like blown up. I'm like, no, I'm not. I have 1,500 videos and 24,000 subscribers. I can name a half a dozen channels right now that have far less subscribers. More subscribers or the same amount of subscribers and like a third. Look at Luke. Luke Duncan has 17,000 subscribers and only has 372 podcasts. There you go. It's a prime example. I'm pretty damn sure I'm right about that. Okay? I will check it out here in a second. But you want to utilize your videos. You got to utilize shorts or you are going to get crushed. If you're not putting shorts on your YouTube channel right now after the algorithm change in October, subtle improvements have gone on. I went to a summit last fall. I told a lot of the guys in private and in our group, in our private chat, and all that stuff about, look, it's coming. YouTube's going to double down on shorts. They're competing with TikTok. TikTok has taken too many people off of the YouTube channel. How does YouTube know that? YouTube knows when TikTokers are also on YouTube and they're moving their viewers off the YouTube platform onto TikTok. They know that, okay? It's in the data. And they know when people are on both platforms and they see the volume on TikTok and then they see their volume and analytics dip on YouTube. So you want to be on YouTube, okay? But it's not your biggest growth vehicle right now, okay? Like shorts in YouTube are, shorts in TikTok, okay? For sure. And then on Facebook. And the reason why is think of Facebook as your long form platform, YouTube as your shorts platform, and you can put some podcasts in there, okay? Live streams, okay? And then TikTok now has live streams as well. Like I will do a TikTok live stream from the lake or from the upper Potomac, and there will be 6,000 to 8,000 people on the live stream at one time or another. I will never get that many. I will never get more than 500 on my live stream on YouTube because it's a totally different demographic. It's a mobile demographic, mates. Okay? Most people are going to be watching YouTube where? Right? Most people on TikTok are tuning in during the day on their lunch break, sitting around having lunch, wherever they're at with their phones. You know, it's a lot. The platform just is what it is. That's all I can say. Okay? And I think I have about a little over 4,000 subscribers on TikTok. And a lot of times my shorts go back and forth. Like I'll do it, but I will tell you this tip. What I've noticed, this is just me, my personal observations of this whole social media blow up, is if you're doing a short and you have a watermark on your TikTok video, okay, and it's your content, your genuine, authentic content and not shared content, because you're allowed to share content. Fair use, you're allowed to share content that gets published on, as long as you throw credit and you don't remove their watermark, you can share content on the platform. That's the whole point. That's why Facebook has a share button. That's why Instagram has a share button. That's why TikTok has a share button. So when people get all upset about somebody sharing their video, they're morons, okay? Because the platform, they don't own their content. The platform does. And the platform is giving you permission to share their video in your Facebook Messenger or on Instagram or wherever you want to share it. The platform is giving you that permission under fair use, so they wouldn't have a share button, okay? Not me. You can share any of my videos, any of my content, anything you can share, and I can't really do anything about it. Yeah, you can complain, whatever, unless it's music or copyright protected. Most people's stuff is not copyright protected, okay? You go on TikTok, you can watch basically clips of every one of your favorite movies. How can they do that? You know those movies are what? Copyrighted and trademarked, but it's still the platforms are saying we don't care. Like, okay, just be aware that can happen to your content, will happen to your content. It's happened to mine. I share other people's content, whatever. Personally, I don't understand those people who don't want to have their content shared as long as they are given credit and as long as no one is trying to take credit for the content, because inevitably it drives more followers to them. Inevitably, that's the goal, right? And I've seen that happen with a lot of the content in viral videos that I've done that other people have shared. And so you want to understand that. But your shorts, you've got to have your shorts. But if you're doing a short on TikTok, here's what I would recommend if you are an angler. You're taking your phone and you're doing a video out on the water, or maybe a lot of people don't do this. And I would tell you that this is probably something that will get you a considerable amount of views and shares on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts, and that is your video release, okay? They are some of the most popular videos, meaning you have to catch your fish in a CPR event, okay? Doesn't matter whether you fish Hobie, bass, your local club series. If you're kayak fishing, you got to take this thing, get on your app, do your like picture, right? Now, KBF instituted last year at the championships for that particular event, and it was genius, not for anglers in the event because it's a pain in the ass, but for content providers, because what? They had to video from their board. They had to lift their fish up, hold their fish up, and deliver it back to the water and show the fish live swimming away. People like to see that, okay? So if you know someone who's a tournament angler or local club series or whatever, ask them to do that for you. Tell your buddy, hey, do me a favor, I got a channel, I'm trying to grow my channel, I want to do a whole bunch of CPR fish releases, I'm going to throw you a shout out and credit, okay, but can you video all of your fishes being released? The bigger the fish, the better, okay? Most people aren't doing that. Even the bigs in Hobie, the bigs in KBF and Bass, they're not doing that. And most most boaters aren't doing that. They've got their GoPros rolling the whole time, all day long, and then they splice and do all that stuff, but they don't do a specific thing. That is a huge opportunity, and I've seen mine absolutely go viral. Okay? That's just a tip for you. The other tip with TikTok and YouTube is separate them. Try your best not to share your TikTok video with the watermark to YouTube that's your content. Now, if it's someone else's content, you have to leave their watermark, okay? Because you're giving them credit. Because the YouTube algorithm likes genuine content, authentic, genuine content. What does that mean? It doesn't mean that the other content's not real. It is real. It's still real, but it's not authentic to you and your channel, okay? You didn't generate that content. So you're sharing that content, which is fine. But if you look at the algorithm, the way it's broken down, if that video, and I've seen it on my page, if the video has no TikTok, okay, at all on the video, no watermark, it's not linked from TikTok, you're sharing that, there's a TikTok link in that code, mates. Okay, so the algorithm knows that's a TikTok video. You really think YouTube really wants to pump out TikTok videos? No, they don't. It actually hurts. It's not going to like penalize you. It's just like in a sense like, oh, we're going to like shadow ban the video. No, it just doesn't elevate the video to all of the eyeballs that it could. Okay. Now, I began to see this late last summer and into fall, where I started in the fall from like August to October, early November. A lot more of my videos started gaining a lot more traction. Shorts began to, because that's when they started it. And I noticed that and I was like, ooh, what's going on with the shorts? Like, because TikTok kind of had that locked up and then Instagram did their reels and all that. And now Facebook is trying to catch up with Facebook reels, and you can share your video that you produce on YouTube that you recorded on your phone. You recorded it on your phone. So you can upload it to Facebook and do a reel and put whatever you want to put on it, right? Upload it to YouTube, put whatever you want to put on it, description, whatever, your link, your whatever you are, whatever you want to communicate. And then you could do that one video you could post on 3 platforms separate. So they don't have the Instagram code or the TikTok code. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically the platform thinks it's you did this for us. And they're going to reward you. How do they reward you? Is you basically get a little bit up into suggestions. YouTube makes suggestions to your potential audience, not your current audience, your potential audience. Now, how are they going to know really what your potential audience is? Okay. So let's talk about channels. Now, I am I don't really consider myself to be a YouTuber, but most people do because I'm on YouTube. Okay. By default, I'm a YouTuber. For fishing, the fishing niche. Okay. What else does YouTube know about me or know about you? What do they know? They know what you watch on YouTube. That's your bot. They know what you are watching on YouTube. Now, how many people are in the fishing niche and not watching other fishing channels? Not watching, of course you're watching fishing. You say fishing is that kind of passionate niche, right? You don't have a YouTube fishing channel and then all of your subscriptions or all your channel playlists are all like, politics and, whatever, like, or gardening and whatever you can think of, house building, or maybe that's something else you have, but it's not going to be, you're going to have a lot of fishing. Is what I'm trying to say. So let's look at my channels. And this is something that most people fail to do on YouTube, and they should start doing it now, is you want to let your audience know of other people that you follow. I have never understood why so many people want to play tight to the vest. Like, it's like juice. It's like they don't want to share juice from their honey holes or their spots or where they're catching fish. And then it carries over onto like YouTube, where like, no, I don't want anyone to know. I'm not going to subscribe to that guy's channel, because if I do, then my audience is going to know that I'm subscribed to that channel, and they're going to check out that channel, and they may like that channel better than mine or watch it longer or whatever. I don't care about any of that crap. Because at the end of the day, you can see in the number, 24,000 subscribers, enough people are still, it's about authenticity and it's about your content. It doesn't matter how many, they're not paying for the most part, though there's a significant growing niche on YouTube with paid premium channels and all that good stuff. It's probably going to come to TikTok, and it's probably going to come to all that other stuff because, people are going to be monetizing the best that they can. So in my channels, you click on channels and you come here. I have my favorite fishing podcasts that I listen to when I'm in the car. Okay. I don't listen to these on the Chrome or the desktop or whatever. I listen to my podcast in the car. Okay. I can have it right here on my phone, go to my YouTube channel, pull up my freaking channel list, hit Fishing the DMV. Okay. Hit Fishing the DMV, 2,300 subscribers. It is a District, Maryland, and Virginia podcast. Does a great job. He has people come on from biologists from the state, from Maryland, and from Virginia. I don't know if he's had West Virginia yet. I think he will be. And he's got angler. He's got guides come on there, which is a great resource. Tournament anglers, winning tournament anglers, all that good stuff. It's just great when you're driving around town, got a long trip, 2-hour drive. I live here. My family's down south. I'm driving down to see my mom and dad, family, whatever. Got kids down south. I'm going, all that kind of stuff. Beaches, going to the beaches during the summertime. It's a long drive. Boom. I listen to my podcast. Okay. And so you can see here are the podcasts that I'm going to listen to. Fishing the DMV, Bass Talk Live, Luke Duncan's Travel and Services. Love that. Fish the Moment. Love that. Kayak Bass Nation. Again, Kayak Bass Nation. Depending on who you talk to, love it or hate it. Genius. Do I agree with everything that all the podcasters I listen to say? Do I expect everybody to agree with everything I say? No. I listen because it's informative, it's opinion, and it's better for fishing. It's better than sports talk radio in Washington, D.C. So in the mornings, I listen to Ryan Lambert and Jeff Malott in the mornings, right? So it doesn't matter. Most of the time they do their podcasts on Monday night. It could be Monday Night Football, basketball, March Madness, all kinds of crap. Hockey. I'm at a Caps game. I'm at an Orioles game. There could be a whole bunch of stuff. It's a podcast. I can listen to it whenever I want. Drive the girls to school, right? Boom. Okay? I'm listening to the podcast. Okay? That's the beauty of the podcast format, right? Versus the live stream, right? Although live streams do get saved on the YouTube channel, but a lot of people don't go, when they go on someone's YouTube channel, they don't think to go to the live. It's just not pronounced. Videos are shown right there. Not live. You got to click on this live button right here to see previous live videos of your favorite channel. And so Kayak Bass Nation's one, and it's Serious Angler Podcast. This is a newer one that I just started following. And then, and that's for a podcast. So YouTube knows I am listening to these channels. Who are these channels' audience geared towards? What are they geared towards? Fishing. Think about that. And then I've got my favorite fishing YouTubers. Local guys, regional guys, national guys, okay? Creek Fishing Adventures, one of the best channels ever. If you're a kid, you ever had a rod in your hand, you ever fish creeks for trout or bluegill, whatever you want, the freaking Creek Fishing Adventures is just an awesome channel, okay? YouTube Fishing Vids, that's a regional stick. That's Cornell in my home lake. People ask me, Jay, how come you don't do a lot more videos from your home lake? I don't need to. Cornell does them specifically, okay? Specifically from our home lake. And then he also does lakes in Western Maryland, and then goes on the road a lot to Florida and things like that. But, I watch him on our reservoirs, right? So I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that. People ask me, I always direct them to Cornell. I was like, oh, yeah? And people are like, just the other day, I was out at the lake. Could not believe it. I actually saw in the same area snakeheads and tiger muskie moving around within 5 yards of one another. And I was like, what the hell? That totally goes against everything we've been told about fish behavior, right? Boom. Somebody else, I posted a comment about it on Facebook. Somebody contacted me and said, go watch these videos because these are videos that Cornell's got on snakeheads and tiger muskie on our home lake. He's already done the videos. I don't need to do the videos. So that is just stuff you can do. Use your channels, mates. Do not sleep on using your channels because that is going to let YouTube know who your real audience is to suggest videos to. All right, mates.